Hey everyone, welcome back to Cadence Trading. It is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. Didn't know what day it was there. But it's the day after Martin Luther King Day. The stock market's back open again, and it had a good day. I'm going to start out with ETHU though, since that was the worst of my ETFs in my watch list. Unfortunately, back on Friday, I said that it was worth buying. Whoops. Yeah, you never know. I mean, something like this. This is why I tend to hesitate buying stuff that's in a downtrend too. Clearly, it wasn't ready. I'm actually very surprised about this too, because I figured it would pretty much be in line with what Bitcoin's been doing, and Bitcoin's been on a roll. But I guess it's not the same for Ethereum yet. Maybe it'll catch up and get in line, but as of right now, definitely something to avoid. Yeah, this was a high risk, high reward type of play, and it was not a reward at all. Something to be avoided then for sure. I'm going to skip over anything else in red. I don't think I had mentioned any of these other ones being worth buying. So jump down to KWeb. Doji close right in the middle of the bar. It's trending upward, which is nice, but it doesn't look like anything I would want right now. There's a lot of stuff today that was up and looking pretty bullish, and looks like a lot of new uptrends forming. I don't know if that's just because it's, the day after the inauguration and people are optimistic. We'll find out. Moving on to ERY. It was up today a little bit, but man, is it stuck in a downtrend. Very clear trends on this guy, which is nice to see. I mean, it kind of makes it easy to decide if you should be in or out. Clearly, you should be out right now. SLV moved up right to where it's got this support and resistance line right around $28 a share, which is to be expected. Anything at whole dollar amount usually is like that. Another one that's like, it's okay, but there's better stuff out there. PQQQ. This was one that I was considering today. It's a nice ETF to have as kind of the overall market gauge, at least to me anyway. I mean, this pretty much represents the NASDAQ 100. So I use this a lot to say, are we in an uptrend, in a downtrend? What are we doing? Here you can see that it's starting to trend up. My EMA is turning the corner. So the exponential moving average is starting to move up. I didn't buy this one today. I ended up buying like 6 different ETFs. This one would have been perfectly fine. Being fairly aggressive, trying to get in on some stuff. Who knows what'll happen tomorrow, the next day, and going forward, but it looks pretty good. I would say that this is a worthwhile candidate. Moving on to Webel. Another one that looks a lot like TQQQ. It came down towards the end of the day. Look at the 5-minute. Wow. Okay. The light blue shaded background is post-market, but anyway, towards the end of the day, actually middle of the afternoon, it was coming down, came up a little bit, and then I don't know why, just big peak here, 29.93 for some reason, right as the market closed or right after the market closed. You never know what's going to happen in post-market and pre-market. But yeah, it's another one that it's okay, but could be better. The volume's very low, which is why I would say find something better. TECL. This is one of the ones that I took a chance on today. And as I always say, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't necessarily do what I do. But this looked pretty good. It finished higher than a lot of the other stuff. It is at a bit of a support area to me. Not a whole lot of resistance above it. It looks like it's kind of more support underneath it. Another one that looks like it's starting to turn upwards. So I like that sign. Like, it looks pretty good. So another candidate that I would say might be starting a new uptrend. BITU, grab this as well, considering it's Bitcoin, double leveraged. It's been doing well, so let's see if it can keep on rocking and rolling. We'll see. Has that kind of nice double bottom situation going on too, which a lot of them do. They have this little bottom here and then another bottom here and starting to turn up. Definitely like to see that. FAS, this is another one that I thought about buying. It's a bit extended now. It's kind of come up a bit. And these numbers look astronomical. This is, if you look at that profit loss of 617,000, that number is actually based on a hypothetical account. If it started at $100,000 from the inception of this ETF all the way through today. So clearly, I mean, my trading style would work. But, like the reality is that you are never going to hit these numbers because you're not just going to trade FAS over and over again and nail every single buy and sell that my indicator would have said. But I mean, as great as that would be, hell, even if you could do like half as well as this thing, you'd be sitting pretty. So definitely reason for optimism. But anyway, I guess you could be taking a chance on this, although I feel like it's a little bit extended. It might not be worth it now. TMF and TMV, during my back testing, I've noticed I cannot trade them for my life. Like every time I've tried them, they're always a loser for me, but for other people, maybe they'll work out. I mean, it's treasury stuff, so I don't know. It is turning up. It's another little doji, kind of closed halfway. It's decent, but again, better stuff out there. Yen I would avoid right now. It actually opened higher than it closed, which is I'm a little bit surprised. It's coming up again, but like I keep on saying with every one of these, better stuff out there. SPYU was one of the ones that I liked a lot. It closed right near the high, at 97% of the height of the bar, so that's great. Volume was a little bit low, but it seems like volume was a little low on a lot of stuff today. It's turning upwards. It looks like it's got a little bit of power behind it. We'll see. Not a lot of resistance. So the S&P 500 has been so strong over all of like 2024. So hopefully it'll continue this year. SOXL, another one that it looked like it was going to try to break out a little bit, but then it pulled back. Look at the 5-minute. Yeah, towards the end of the day, it really came down. I was looking at this, thinking about buying it, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on it because it was coming down so much. And it's got a lot of overhead resistance to get through. This sideways action, I keep saying, I hate to see that. It's tough to trade when everything's going sideways. Something to be avoided. FNGU, this one I grabbed because I love FNGU. It's an ETF that's fairly easy to wrap your head around, if you ask me. Based on, the FANG stocks, the Facebook, Apple, Nvidia, Netflix, Google, Tesla, I think is in there. There's all like the biggest companies. So usually if this is going up and it's on an uptrend, I kind of want to be involved in it. So that's why I'm in that one. It looks pretty good. We'll see what happens. It barely has an uptrend showing on my EMAs right now, but see what tomorrow brings. DRN, I like the look of this as well. This is real estate, triple leveraged. This was probably, of all the stuff I bought today, the strongest looking. It opened basically the same place it opened the prior day on Friday, but then it was just straight up from there. Doesn't really look like it here, like it kind of just ramped up in the morning and then just kind of meandered across, but it was steadily rising. Didn't know what happened at aftermarket here. It came right back up again, whatever. But yeah, this is a good one. This looks like it might have some potential to come up. Had this really bad downtrend that is trying to overcome now, but we'll see what happens with that. TNA. This was another one that I was in this afternoon because just like DRN, it had that nice close. These are small caps though, it's not real estate. It's coming up. It looks like it's got some potential. Sorry if you can hear my dogs in the back. But anyway, yeah, it looks like another good one. Something I'm optimistic about. Again, it doesn't seem like it has a ton of resistance above it. It has some support here. And it's not really support resistance either way. So we'll see what happens with that. KOLD, stuck in a downtrend coming up today, but I would avoid this while it's down like this. GDXU, close with a doji. Another one's got some resistance above it. Gold has been getting stronger, but I wouldn't touch it yet. Labu, LABU. Nice day today, but I wouldn't chance it on this downtrend. I'd rather be buying during an uptrend instead of this, especially with all the other good stuff out there. And then ETHD, the inverse of ETHU. Can't really tell this chart, but it actually had a pretty good day, up 11.84%. So yeah, I would avoid this, by the way. It's kind of sideways. All those other ones that I mentioned, the ones that I ended up buying, basically, the TNAs, the DRN, the FNGU, BITU, like that kind of stuff is looking good. And I don't normally buy like a half a dozen ETFs at a time. But I figured since the market looks strong and everything's kind of moving in the same direction, maybe it'd be okay to diversify a little more and give those a shot. So we'll see how they play out, and I'll be back here tomorrow to talk about how they're doing. All right, see you guys.